Hi, welcome back to Community Focus here on Channel 6 TV. Glad you could join us. I'm Kenny Fogel, and we're going to talk a little bit about the arts here in Nelson County, something that many of you may know about, some may not, but before this show's over with, you're going to know a lot about it. We've got Dayla Utley here with us and Daphne Seaman, and they're going to tell us a little bit about, we actually have an art museum of sorts here in Bardstown. We call it the Gallery, and I'll let you tell us a little bit about what is the Gallery on the Square.
You go first.
Well, we are so excited that we have been able to bring a compilation of artists here that are in our community that come together under the name of Fine Arts Bardstown Society. And our members run the gallery, operate the gallery, as well as volunteers from our community that believe in the arts and believe in supporting the art and artists here. We are located in the old library building on the square, and it is called the Gallery on the Square. All of the artists there are juried in and are excellent in their specific areas of expertise. We would love to show you some samples of a few of our artists. But we have such a wide variety of art. It's really,
well, that's
really
the thing
beautiful.
about it. You talk about artists, and we were joking before about what art was. But art's a variety of things where
Yes.
people are doing just so many different things. I know you brought a piece in of yourself
Yes.
that you do.
I primarily am working in glass right now, both stained glass and mosaic glass, and something called warm glass, where you fire the glass in a kiln and create a new piece by melting it all together. And it's always challenging but fun. Daphne is one of our amazing polymer artists.
Polymer, now is that oils, I would guess? But
No, it is not.
See, that's from my transportation background when I worked in highways. Now, what's polymers?
I play with polymer clay, and polymer clay is an oven-baked clay. It is not, the formula is a polyvinyl chloride, which is a PVC. It's a hard plastic, but you play with it like you're playing with Play-Doh, and you learn to build canes and pictures in this clay, and then you take slices of it to make jewelry. This is a piece of my wearable art. I have pieces of art for the wall that are only made out of clay, and I've been doing collaborations with a wood turner named Donald Holbert, where he turns the wood and I inlay it with polymer clay. So it's basically a plastic. But polymers are used in acrylic paint. I paint too, and we have at our gallery watercolor artists, oil painters, acrylic painters. We have so many different media in our 32 different exhibiting artists. And so we have a wide variety of handmade, handcrafted, one-of-a-kind pieces, whether it's wall art, visual art, wearable art, or functional art. We have a lot of different things for people to see and experience.
I know I was at a meeting today and somebody asked a question. He says, "How much do you get paid to do this?" But everybody's a volunteer, so it's got to be a love of something there. Somebody's got what do they call a labor of love, or is there labor even involved in it?
Oh yes, it is it is work, but I think it is just an expression of the gifts that God has given us. It all comes out a little bit differently in everyone.
That's why art really can't be wrong.
Exactly.
I mean, if somebody messes, they say, "Well, I didn't do a very good job." It's just a different form of art.
It is a different form of art,
so true.
And they are able to present it to others, and then even their interpretation is a new, something new even for them. So it's an interactive process.
Where does art begin, really, for you? Is it something like, were you interested as a child in art, or is it something that just later on in life you said, this seems interesting, or are you a kid that's never grown up?
Yes.
Yes, it's play. It is for me, I remember my mother telling me that she could entertain me for hours by sitting me in a driveway full of rocks and crayons, and I would just color all day long. And adult coloring is coming back as a really fun way to find that inner peace, but creating for artists puts you in touch with your creator. You just get this sense that you're in connection with who God made you to be. Anyway, while we are playing with our own colors and our own art, we really like to promote the arts and develop that talent in students
And
too.
there's a lot of artists around here that we don't. I mean, I don't think we talk about it enough. But I think you mentioned a couple today. One guy won a national award.
Yes, our students. We have some wonderful student art, and part of the gallery on the square is a gallery, and we feature about every 6 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks, a different show. The student art show is coming up in February, and the local talent is amazing. And for us to be able to have a place where we can cultivate that and encourage that and even teach classes to help them hone their skills, it's a gift.
Well, when you talk about art, I know people, the first thing when they think of art, they think of paintings or mosaics or something like that. But art develops. I mean, when you were talking earlier, it's in engineering, it's in architecture. I mean, they base cities. The landscape of a city based on art.
Yes.
So it has a lot of practical uses as well. If somebody says,
it
well,
does.
I don't really get into art, but there's a lot more practical things to art than most people realize.
There are, and it makes our world much more warm, welcoming, cheerful. It sometimes seems like it's not as appreciated as some other things, but the value of it is very, very well. All you have to do is see what are some of the most valuable things on the planet, and they're going to be works of art.
So, and like I said, this is a great place for local people to showcase. I mean, obviously, somebody's not going to start off with something in the Met, so they've got to have a place to go. But you do have people from out of town that come visit and display here in Bardstown, don't you?
We do, and we have a vision of cultivating more shows in our gallery portion that highlight well-known artists, not only around Kentucky, but around the United States. We had a show with Matt Gaddy and his friend Brian Summerfield, and Brian, both of those artists are well known all over the country. And so it is a vision for us to continue bringing in talented people.
Well, you mentioned, we were talking earlier, you mentioned traveling to different parts of the country, different countries as well, and said you like to see some of their local art. Does each area have sort of a signature of its own, or is art sort of universal?
That depends on where you are. There are countries who specialize in handmade, handcrafted things, like the molos from Panama, and different things can be like that. But across the United States, I believe that we are just known for being creative.
Good universal language.
Right.
I mean, everybody understands.
Right.
They might not be able
Right.
to understand Greek, and they might not be able to...
Well, for example, this is about polymer clay. It was developed in Germany a long, long time ago, and it was used for doll artists only. And then it came to the United States, and we added color with it and started playing with it and made it into an art form, and now it's in universities. When you go to a university, you can take a course in printmaking, painting, and now polymer is beginning to be a course. But the people in Germany who invented the clay came to the United States to find out what we were doing with it, and now it's worldwide. So I don't know, I think maybe in our country we are very creative.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. We didn't get to where we were, but just sitting
That's
around
right.
doing nothing.
That's right.
Well, again, if somebody wants to come and see what you've got available, what days are you open at the art gallery?
Well, presently, unless we have a snowstorm like we just had, we're open 7 days a week. 7
days a week. So anybody can come in, just walk around. I mean, is there a charge or?
No,
there is no charge. And the gift of being able to see such a variety of art all in one area, it's like having your own craft show every day of the week. We are open from 10 until 5 in the winter. We extend our hours in the summer till 6, and on Sundays we are open from 12 till 5. We do have a new website that we are launching. It is Bardstown GalleryOnTheSquare.com, And our Facebook page is Fine Arts Bardstown Society. And when you look at those on a regular basis, you will see different artists highlighted, you will see different events highlighted. We do different events throughout the year that we really want to get the community involved with, and we hope that you'll be able to keep in touch by checking our website and checking our Facebook page.
Now, when somebody comes in, is this art to look at, or is this art to sell? I mean, if I come in and buy, can I buy art?
Oh yeah, everything in there is for sale. But at the same time, if you don't want to buy anything, you just want to come in and look, you can come in and look. And we have benches so that you can come in and enjoy and look for a long time. If you want to eat your lunch there, it's a very welcoming space. It's a very beautiful space.
No high pressure, nobody
No,
come in.
no, we don't chase you down. No.
No, we usually only have one volunteer. All of the Fine Arts Bardstown Society is a nonprofit organization, and the gallery is run solely on volunteer hours. So you will usually only have one person there to talk with you, but it's always a joy to have visitors come in. We are wanting to expand our encouragement of the arts by offering studio space in the building. We have some upstairs studio space that we are wanting to develop for people who would be interested in that. It could be also utilized for the theater. The Bardstown Community Theater did a small production upstairs. So as the building is old, and
Been around a while.
It's been around a while, so it's got a few little problems we've got
to
deal with.
The little leaky spots art.
So as we continue, can work on getting the building, more functional and better, mainly having climate control is a really big issue.
Yeah.
It has to be warm in the winter and cool in the summer. But we think we've gotten that tackled, so we would love to have people come for studio space.
Well, somebody out there right now watching this is saying they've got talent. Now, obviously, they'll sit at home and it's about like somebody sings in the shower, but they're a little shy. They don't want to go out, and I guess they're afraid they're going to be judged. They're going to think, I'm not that great. How do you invite them to come in and be a part of this?
Well, we do have a jury process, and yet we would like everyone to come in. And if you come in and you want to be a part of us, and the jury committee says not yet, we don't just say no. We ask you to do this or highlight. We try to mentor you so that you can join us and work with us, and we will work with you. Art, like you said, is art.
Right.
But we have a limited space.
Do you have instructors there of some sort to guide you along the way?
Yes. We have, everyone there is very welcoming of sharing their skills and knowledge. And we do have classes going on, and hope, now that the climate control problem is a little more resolved, to have more and more classes, and a variety of classes, not just in painting, but in felt making and basket weaving and gourd cutting and different ideas that artists would like to do. And yet, if you are out there and you have your own specialty, please come and join us and let us look and help and see if it will work in our gallery.
Okay, and one of the hardest question to ever ask anybody, obviously, is you're constantly in need of fundraising. I mean, this is it's the I guess the dark side of anything is you have to have something to pay the bills. You got to pay your rent. You got to pay for that climate control.
You do.
So I know you're constantly, if somebody wants to donate, you're more than happy to take donations, right?
Oh yes,
we are.
We are a nonprofit, and we really delight when people appreciate the arts and want to grow it in our community.
Well, and as you mentioned earlier, in many ways it defines a community. A living, breathing, vital community has an arts program. And many places where you see that the community's dying, you see the art has went away. So it has a special place in the community.
It does, and it just reflects the passion of the people of the community, because it's, you know, the art is created out of that type of passion and that zest for life, and that love for life, and you see it in the art. It's such a joy to see the new people come in and see them grow and develop and become more skilled in their area, and to be inspired. We inspire one another, and that is such an important part of being a part of an organization like ours. It's only $30 a year to join Fine Arts Bardstown Society, and we have monthly meetings that you can be a part of, and we will have 11 special shows this year that will highlight specific types of art, specific artists, and they will give a gallery talk and talk about their art and how they got to be where they are, and it's very inspiring and encouraging. So we really encourage the community.
Well, like I
to get
said,
behind us.
I really, because I know somebody will come to me and they'll say, "Did you see the beautiful sunset last night?" And I'll be ashamed to say that I didn't take the time to do that or didn't appreciate it. So you got the sunset every day in your place.
That's such a great thing. And you know, how long have we been there? 3 years?
3 years.
We've been on the square having an art gallery for 3 years. And I know people who haven't stepped in one time.
Well, I admit it's been a while since I've been there. It's probably been about a year since I've been there. I've been there a couple times. But again, we want to invite as many people to come in. And again, just if you're on your lunch break or just happen to be in Bardstown just strolling around, this is a destination or someplace you want to come and just spend a little time. And no pressure. They're not going to try to sell you anything. It's just a nice, quiet little place to hang out.
It is, and if you are looking for something specific or a special, one-of-a-kind thing that you will not find anyplace else, we're the people you want to come see.
There you go. It'd be Christmas anytime, couldn't it?
That's true.
Well, definitely, and Dela, we do appreciate you all coming in here today.
Thank you
We
for
hope you know
having
that
us.
we've let people know a little bit. That's what this is all about, letting people know in this three-county area that we do have an art gallery. You don't have to go to Paris or New York or Rome to see some beautiful art. We've got artists right here amongst us.
That's right.
And we always say shop at home and take care of our own. Well, this is one way of doing it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, well, thank you all for being here today.
Thank
We
you.
hope that hopefully this makes a little bit of difference.
Hope
All
so
right, stick
too.
around. A lot more to come here on Community Focus. We'll be right back here on Channel 6 TV right after this.